after this episode, Ghana for nyina behu sika twitwi dia Ekufuado efechire ewia efri Ghana ho. Me say this document is coming from the PPA, that is the Public Procurement Authority, straight from their office. This is a document that was sent from the Flagstaff House, Office of the President, OOP, to the Public Procurement Officer, na ABAJ Ida Ano. 2018, and the presidency wrote to the PPA to grant them that permission to get access to some funds, to get access to some documents, and I said, access to some funds to build Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's cathedral. The wording, it was statement. There was a back and forth letter between the presidency and the Public Procurement Authority. Recently, near Tiha and the same way. We all saw these things flying.
Tiefona hwefo ma munyina akwaba enenso so wa fidikesi so konkonko TV so ensema hodo bia ya nantimu na mohodo nti akinchini mu akohwehwe said besom ye tifo ne yadofo no ena ebremu ya sonso aboa no a ya de ebremu enti bomoda so subscribe wa share wa like na fi wa comment edi aka ho na uhia na wa mie adoma no so edi aka ho ene de bia bia no bia wo bia no wonsusu benya bi ahwe anya bi atie na nsema anwumre edi nam enne se ye wo manyimu ena na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yeto abama ne sema mpanyi se omedi Ghana so na onhwe ma Ghana mpuntuo ne mabu no adwuma se na oman ne sikasem entimi enyina ye bo hya o hyeye se oba obeye ama oman Ghana no na dwumadi afa ne se National Cathedral na enka ne campaign oye ho nanso abro banya akonya bedi akonya no ono ababonte beka se obesi dan ede ama awurade sede David Kaso obesi dan ama awurade na omo yankopon entena ntomadan mu ewo tetebre mu no na nyenyansi asoro dan ama awurade no ntomadan yankopon ma Moses ye be no mo nan kwan so ba no emu na yankopon ni munyam ewo tisa asafo no behia Israel man behia aya asore saa ba ni mu a eni asofo no eni Moses nko na ekonkron bia ho na ne ensore mana ayo man mana aka no so egu abonte ho na mo asore awurade David bedi akonwa no ena osi dabi onyankopon atena ntomadan mu ache enti bre aduru se obesi siadan na chese obesi asore dan fefefe kama ede ama onyankopon na nyame enye baabi atena twona kan pefe so onyankopon te dan nipa de nsesie mu die nanso se de nipa ye sidan ye dam no ye tena mu no anase ye pepe fie ma ye ho no sapepepe na ye si siadan a ye ko hiem kosore awurade esom no ye tie na sem na fe yi na ye na ye so ni din enu pepepe na David ya na dwen so obeye nanso onyankopon ama no kwan na awurade ka kere se obema ni ba Solomon na ababesi hyiadan ede ama ampa Solomon besi hyiadan fefefe ede ma awurade ma nyame apamada ka nyame ni munya no enya baabi tena ye na enu abi na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ye Ghana mampani so tena so se dabi ono nso obesi hyiadan ede ma awurade no nyankopon nya baabi atena ewo man Ghana mu na kese obesi asodan na asodan edi ode tos ne se National Cathedral National Cathedral ngese ayadan a oya asodan de na so office ahodo bebre ewoma na saa asem betu dwai akristofo birim ekere o matwen efa ho asofo mpanifo birim ka se eye ebi so ka se hu hia efise Ghana ha enso de bebre na abu ewo kuri mu asoro bia so a ya tere ha bia no ene asoro bia wona asodan enti hu hia se Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo besana tamsi ka se okosi hyiadan na so okosi cathedral bi ede amoman Ghana enti saa de hu hia ye emontungu asoro bia Ghana ha eni asodan no enya hwe kro wanya school dan bi mu eye asoro ho oni ba bia mpo se bi owo park a ohia so ebo empire ewo ho enti ehu hia se ye besena sidan foforo bi se ye de ma onyankopon no asofo mpanimfo bi nso so na kristofo bi ka se da bi eye adwen papa se Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo o si hyiadan na se o si National Cathedral ede ama awurade ewo man Ghana mu enti omoso hunu se ade papa na oye ede abo oman no ene Ghana mu be pai si tu ebinim esolitia ebinim so ede tomu na nso nyina chin mampanyini eka se de waka so beye no enoa na obeye ampa obesi dan ama awurade no obesi na nyankopon ne munyam atena oman Ghana mu na efiri bra mampanyini bedi akondwa mfinhia nwotwe nie ana secretary do ehun sensem ai bebre wo Ghana ha ene ohwe asase e koto ye hu sika ene foundation in near my and mom be share steady BCC down and then chat down plan for be here economy for so BCC no e ho kase bebre na Addo dan kwa akufo do be free aban mu nyankopon ya adoma January 7 2025 cathedral no so besi siada no so besi amaruade no wantimansi sika so otwato wose sa sika wei ana ye di si sa shed na we sika no so asa cathedral no so asabi brok ba ko pempo yanto na asemi ana Ghana fo eche ya adwene efa ho se enya wo na aka so besi hyiadan amaruade amanyankopon agi watum na ye den asese de hyiadan no wantimansi sika so otwa so de si dan sika no so asa na sa asemi na abrante efen se Kelvin about social media so and any dwumadi a odi our silent TV so and apparently kwatan social media so no ha say secret bia e fa national cathedral ho bia no obeye guaponte any apparently ensam de wakabi akase yepo yentimi emoso atem die so ewom ene krono nsem manana Addo dan kwakufu Addo aye nyina no ene nyema bia ahinta nyina no apparently kan nyina no kaka ho kase na Addo oye money froster just oye saka wankasa or the national cathedral apu Ghana for na enipa bi masema omo kan se national cathedral enye oman sika na edisie ya nkwankura bi na adonate se sika se yemfa sidan emaruade na brante Kelvin kache Ghana for nya se no kura bia ninse enkrofo bi sika na mpo se enkrofo bi sika mpo ka ho a titro Ghana si futuo musika tika yentimi modin ewa fidie so age so no ankasa na bebodin di amaye ena na Addo waji oni nipa bi na sofo bi ma e ka ne ho ena adi Ghana boni sei awie sika kakaka we afa national cathedral mu a yakodi sika yi cathedral isusu a sebi ne kwen yemeni woni mu ne yetefo yansi yanya na hwe era sisere yete no a sika no so a asa enti Kelvin aba bontene ene o the document abe prove say Ghana akufo do awia ye afa national cathedral ho enti ansemi yakase ye ka bia ebi ano entere ebi ano ehye ageso no ankasa nanum na obetie ensemi afiri abrantie videos ha ye de etwaso na wahwe bi no hu se de ekoso ewo national cathedral akufo do ka se osiama omengana no sei ena akwakowie enti momo na so subscribe na wa share wa like na face wa comment e de aka ho na de ebisa beso mpia no ye ma atiefo ene ahwefo aso ensi ewo ho mosonfo kesamini
na company in Basic Cathedral no David Ej the company NSA Winnie sa by Ghanaians before. Remember, the National Cathedral is a project which Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo spoke of after he was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, as Ghanaians, we all know that we've never come together in Parliament, out of Parliament, to say that we need a cathedral and that our monies or our taxes should be put in any cathedral. Enyumbre utiemia asema yebedi hu nkomo national cathedral no hu nkomo ne yebedi. Na na meka ne brofo no Ghana for free imbra yeto aba 2016 Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana no. Ghana for yantna da an di hu nkomo da say as oman Ghana no ye pe cathedral bi yesi edi akwakwa ye ho. Yanko parliament yangina fie engina dem anko jire bibi anfo ye sa anhye krata bi ase anka say Ghana for adia ehia ye pa any cathedral. In fact 2012 13 14 15 Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo catch Ghana for say adikudie ntia ye ntuma no simple obetu katasehye ase corruption. He wanted to come and fight corruption. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo told Ghanaians he wanted power just to come in and revive the economy. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo okachere say yentuma no na oman na ahokyere wom no ombeyi ahokyere ni mfiri ho. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2012 13 14 15 made a lot of noise about making sure that every single Ghanaian will get a job. Jobs will be on the streets for we Ghanaians to just walk upon. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo okachere say yentuma no 2012 13 14 15 or the ejuma bebuso ejuma ebe ade bia yebetietia so ejuma ebe fono Ghana for. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2012 13 14 15 16 okachere Ghana for so Nana John Dramani Mahama president bia onbon homoden eba infrastructure eba school dan ayesi eba ekwan ayeye eba factories ayesi eba senior yema oman etumpon through infrastructure he was the right person to do the job. He told us that John Dramani Mahama lacked the foresight to expand Ghana's infrastructure and that we should vote for him. And no, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ekachere Ghana for. There was some simple reasons in Tia Yejina about 2015. 2016, and making sure say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will come in, step in, and do better than John Dramani Mahama. Need him say na OC schools. John Mahama na OC a year Commander Sugar Factory. John Mahama na OC Legon, University of Ghana Hospital. John Dramani Mahama na OC Ridge Hospital. John Dramani Mahama na OC E-blocks across the country. Na OC regional hospitals, north, south, east, and west. John Dramani Mahama na OC a year airports across the nation. John Dramani Mahama na at the end of the day progressively na obi a year free SHS mu send a bedroom pempensuo bi no Ghana ni akore bia benya school dan papa mu atena enya a year sound mind na adwumu kan ada ho enya akade adesuade ama ne bra aye papa. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC no from 2012, 13, 14, 15 almost full 8 years. Also, TSC after 20 a year, 2012 elections, no. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, any NPP, any John Mahama, any NDC, abani kujina court. Be in fear, be minu anamiensa. John Dramani Mahama, enya aso amfa ebuma no. After court, no ebu asa Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo any NPP. Na omuni injina sobia omode a year election about court no. John Dramani Mahama enya 5 years. And so nyoma menoka se Kotoka International Airport, Volta Airport, Northern Airport, and the Bawumiako Jinahoya concert. In summer, ananyoma yeditua or Ghana, Pokwase interchange, Kaswa interchange, a year Accra, a year Dubai, Meka circle interchange, Yako Kotokraba market, Yako a year other places are Uhu Nyoma Ewiniso. We can talk about the numerous projects under John Dramani Mahama, Segleme housing. Yebetuma Ekwanya Ubetume and they still exist. Ship compounds around the country. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC used less than 5 years to put all these things together. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, during that time, he was on the sidelines. All catcher Ghana for say, Montumame, I can do better. John Mahama lacks vision. Or no, and NPP or Brennan Huase, or Betu Katashe, he hates corruption. He is a man who is a so-called lawyer. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say he was going to change Ghana. He was going to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa and in the world. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say our economy will be the robust economy. Did we actually, as a nation, called for a cathedral? Did we campaign for a cathedral? Did we vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because of a cathedral? We voted for Akufo-Addo for some simple reasons. We just wanted jobs. We wanted a better economy. We wanted Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to continue what his predecessor left. Today, the main topic on our lips is a cathedral. What is a cathedral? Can a cathedral feed anybody? Is cathedral the priority of the young Ghanaian who is hungry? Is a cathedral the priority of the civil servant who hasn't been paid? Is a cathedral the priority of Ghana? Tonight, what we'll be doing tonight is I'll be breaking issues down for you to understand the idea behind this cathedral, the criminality behind it, and why we should come together as a nation, vote against Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP. It does not matter who represented them in 2024. This is a killing machine calling itself a government. This is a criminal cartel calling itself a government. Ghana Nibia wajuni wofie. Ghana Nibia sebio udimoko dinchine. Wajuni mudono. Also tiases nana ope se Ghana etumponko enima. Cathedral. Ya yesi ayade wusika enimi sika esi no. Eye krono ade. Ewo se ye nyina ye tiase se cathedral na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo si no. Eye Ghana fo sika na wo wia. Ye twa montro from day one ebesin there. And there be bie akokɔ ne to. Bebeka asante kasa. Be brofo kakra befra. Ema obia ehu the AC ewo Ghana. After this episode, Ghana fo nyina behu sika twitwi dia Akufo-Addo efe chire ewia efri Ghana ho. Me say this document is coming from the PPA, that is the Public Procurement Authority, straight from their office. This is a document that was sent from the Flagstaff House, Office of the President, OOP, to the Public Procurement Officer, na ABAJ Ida Ano. 2018, and the presidency wrote to the PPA to grant them that permission to get access to some funds, to get access to some documents, and I said, access to some funds to build Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's cathedral. The was ocean year pa made the wedding was statement. There was a back and forth letter between the presidency and the public procurement authority. Recently, near Tiha and it says same way. We all saw these things flying on our screens. National Cathedral, David Ajayi paid 32 million Ghana cedis in 2021 for consultancy services. More amutiem no, you see in 2021, a year National Cathedral, we know David Ajayi or your architect, no, Ghana buying from the office of the president, no, finance minister, Yisika 32 million Ghana cedis for his services. And yet the construction of a year the cathedral, consultancy services. You can say consultancy services are there. I could made to 32 million Emma David Ajayi, no, and say you can say ye per companies are or more experience are or more able to me abesi cathedral no or more knowledge or more engineer ye disi cathedral into a buying Fred David Ajayi. Gachen said David Ajayi, you are a consultant was Addo because you knew why CCC cathedrals be we say we Sibu America. Ye pese wono ubetina ano na wo company a sebio omo that experience that expertise a omo betumi si cathedral a ebi ensi wo wiase da. Now David Ajayi na nkasa so na the companies a obeveti omo e the cathedral na shop nsa so bunsi. God being so good no, David Ajayi na yetua na 32 million Ghana cedis no say onfanya sa consultancy job no and select company bi maye na company ni besi cathedral no David Ajayi na company and sa wini sa eye bid no inti ono atna so everty companies and na ono anso a company e wini ye inti we na wo no atikire no inti yetua 32 million Ghana cedis ama David Ajayi ama aya consultant asay you ono company a e ba besi cathedral no mema remfi. Yes, sir. These are some of the things we had. Only a small portion of annual expenditure has been spent on National Cathedral. And yet the finance minister Bekachere said, "Yene yesika yetwa yejino kakrebi ni yefrima yede edit AC Cathedral no." Or somebody says from the beginning. Nana Addo Ekufuado and NPP aban we kachere say, "A ye a bone Ekufuado share a ye on the Nyankopono." While Nyankopon bosse or the Ghana for your taxes and the ebetua a year cathedral no na eyo noa and na oni the Christophobi ebe pesika esi cathedral no. And so when the finance minister catch the Ghana for nyina say or say a year cathedral no ye ne taxes na ye gene dibitua adwasafo ka ewa brochira odi atem no eno ene yi kakra bi ene ye di si National Cathedral no. Wo ye Ghana ni wo ye badwemba wo ye Christo ni tesemia asema me no bekin dwene ho ye. Yesa ehu sansem we bi ewo eye efri aban ho. National Cathedral will cost $100 million. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado ene eye NPP aban we be si so no omo ka kire e na obia can be from their communicators to every single individual in the NPP. Omo ka kire say cathedral na Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado ABC no ebe cost no $100 million. And the Kodientia make say ebe cost no $100 million because yene Ghana for yemfa yen sanche krata biase enka say yesi cathedral. It is him and his colleagues, his pastor colleagues, who want to go generate their own money and do what? And pay for the cathedral. Into the first time, Ramakacha said this cathedral will cost us $100 million. Let's move forward. Yes, in some say National Cathedral to cost about $200 million. Dinka say ebe cost $100 million. And Secretariat no in 2021 say now a $300 million akọ $200 million. Remember, say ube si daya unim edan dodo abeso si. If you want to build 4-bedroom house, obeso si endankra enaya unim blocks dodo a mesi ni begina obeka kyerɛw. Sebi o reference ye betu nyoma me betu nyoma so. Inti wo to cement 10 bags a mesi ni to make to cement 3 bags ka ho plus 1 minus 1. And there one say cathedral ka say you be $100 million no. Cathedral na ajampe abedu $200 million. E dey na esi nyoma ya tutuma kodu point bi a yesade 1,000% and 100% aka cathedral ni sika ho. As we speak now, the cathedral is going to cost $200 million. Ensiwa yasa ate eye asemfoforo efri eye aban we ho. $350 million needed to complete National Cathedral. A Secretariat explains. Sa Secretariat we are omobeka kire say $100 million in the first place. And you for that second one here $200 million. Every Christopher Secretariat we almost say Oma contacting a year creme de la creme experts, people who are good in building. Oma beka say 200 million, and they about 2022 Oma 2021 Oma beka say cathedral no and cost 200 million. Na cathedral no be cost $350 million. It is the cathedral no the amount you best spending this cathedral no a project cost from 100 all the way to $350 million. But as we sit here, Obia bekan say some modifications have been made. Ebia cathedral no yesi baako aka ho, and I say yesi half aka ho, and I say ye bibia aka ho ama price no e blotisa, because it will only take maybe some extra work be a bigger than the cathedral and to be bloated to $350 million. Because if you brought in experts who know how much will be spending on this cathedral, I don't think it should jump that high to $350 million. Now, all these things we had it. And at the end of the day, the question you'll be asking is, National Cathedral no a wine dia. National Cathedral no a Ghana for the 8 year. National Cathedral no a Nanado Danko Kufa na kopesike bitua and I say or the abetu yedim na ofe chire ewiesika efrie ho. Let's go straight to the documents and let me prove something to you. Now, you see this. This is a letter from the President's office to the Public Procurement Authority. This letter was written on the 10th of December 2018. Now, I can say pay rapt attention to the wording. It's very, very important. The wording is very important. Now, this is the letter that the Presidency, the Jubilee House, signed by the Chief of Staff, wrote to the Public Procurement Authority. If the Public Procurement Authority are saying they don't have this letter in their possession, they should come out tomorrow and let the world know. Now, let's read the letter. Menya butre akan ni achechim emagana nibia atenwase. Mo amutie me on this platform, please ignore whoever is on this platform trying to distract you. Watch me. Forget about the comments. Watch and listen. That's the most important thing. NPP for one kwasi afori bia be go no more distract mo. Don't listen. Don't be reading. Just listen to what I'm saying. It's very important. Now I'll say, request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. Omo chokoma PPA say, omo pe approval say, the Jubilee House wants to use a consulting firm to do a job. Check the wording very well. Now, what does the letter say? This office of the president is seeking reference number. Let me go to the reference number. It's very, very important. And the letter was received on the 11th of December 2018, or PPA. And the reference number is SCRDA 415/427/0. This office of the president is seeking the approval of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, under Section 725A of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, to use single source to appoint Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited as design team for the construction of the National Christian Cathedral. Now, President Officer Chokoma PPA say, almost omope say PPA eyi puma kwemu na omo appointi eye Sir David Ajayi an associate omo company no say president in the Jubilee House adwene wo so omo nkwa na omo gitum say omo betumi abedi adwuma. There will be the what design team for the construction. Omo and construct it, National Cathedral no, they would design the National Cathedral. Intimino ka say ye company after a man David Ajayi and associate 32 million. Say omo find company no you on one company no. Right now no aban a Jubilee House trauma PPA say omo mo kwan no mo use David Ajayi na onye design na ye de besi National Cathedral no ho adwuma. Into the kind first one no as no. Now let's move forward. He goes on to say this. The National Christian Cathedral, or said the National Christian Cathedral. But Matthias says cathedral in Ghana for Nadia. But when they were writing to PPA, they were very specific The wording is very important. Also, the National Christian Cathedral. As they be say, oh, cathedral na Ghana for dia Muslim for betumaba, akon for betumaba, ye nyina na yesi cathedral. So the National Christian Cathedral, and the wording is very important. Now, the National Christian Cathedral is a partnership between the state and the Christian community. Also, National Christian Cathedral no, in Kabum, a partnership, a Christian community no, any a Ghana buying and waka omutiri abon. The state is facilitating the process by providing the land, the secretariat, and seed money for the preparatory phase. Almost say a Ghana buying no, and a moma a assassin. And also and the seed money sika yede to asie no into asie sika no Ghana buying masika and sa ema asase and sa bia friend secretariat de astarte dwumadie. He goes on to say this: the main funding for the project will be through fundraising by the Christian community both home and abroad, relieving any undue financial burden on the state. I must say, sika edebe sa cathedral we ni ebebo ho bra ni nyina no sika nye aban ne betua na mmom no ankura Christofo a mo fie eni abrochire sika omo begege enom ne besi. But so tia say all start no say National Cathedral no aban no ene beto asie sika ama aban na sama asase ena aban ne be se tua den secretariat bika. Now, or say, National Cathedral, among person how can see better buying sunti. And ya dear Ghana buying a bit yahoka. Na a Christopher individuals or more we see if fear any away and that's abroad and a bit a National Cathedral way home. Now he goes on to say this: we are letter away free Ekufuado office, Chief of Staff and Science to PPA. That time na ABAJ was the boss of PPA 2018. I'll say this partnership framework between states and the Christian community will be a practical expression of the social partnership envisaged to foster participatory development of country as a collective goal. I'll say Sajumadi we know Jumedia a Christopher Omuhuni say and I say on no presidency any Christopher who say a Jumedia be and I say a Namobia Umbeso butu na a year or minor ye can your bomb na ye to upon wa ebetumi atigan enim ama ye nyina ebe hu se ye beduru impempenso bi a ede empuntuo ene kroye ebeba nti o se PPA for say cathedral no de ede eye nkabom ene Ghana for free afane ne bebia be hia ama yetumpon abom. So it's a symbol of unity that will bring every Ghanaian together. Now go on paragraph 3. The cathedral will house impressive chapels and baptistry, 5,000-seat main auditorium that is expandable to 15,000 for national events and celebration. I must say, cathedral no, a cathedral ebefa nipa impim num 5,000. Na no kra no ometuma se biem amana fa nipa impim du 9. 15,000. Send ye beya a year celebration any event ebekoko so no ye betumi akoye no national cathedral ho. The presidency as I say, it will include, among other things, a grand central hall, a music school, and will house Africa's first Bible museum and documentation center. In addition, there will be a provision for a national park. Inti omoche PPA this adequenti among grante mumbiam muyipumakwem na eye David Ajay moment chance na ombeye the person to design this cathedral and say you be park room national park bebem omobeye bibi to say Bible museum omobeye bibi to say a school music school and then nyoma ni nyina beba cathedral nim. Now oko the 4th paragraph, which is the last one. I'll say the legacy of the cathedral project is immense and requires a design team with varied architectural and design experience that fit into the I'm sorry, there's something here which is covered. Intentions of putting up an impressive national edifice, said David Ajay Associates, with their vast experience and achievement in the field of architecture, have been identified by the office as the design team to manage the preparatory phase of the project and subsequently supervision of the construction. almost say cathedral no e ade bi ehia pa Ekufuado na etro we akoma PPA nti omde to form no omo hu say eye say David Ajay any the company ni omo ne nkofo bi a omo say omo was high experience na omo betumi a design company no na omo make sure say subsequent no omo supervise construction no into one there is design and two there is construction, supervision of construction. Now, some person are confused too. Me started me catch you say there was a document out you David Ajay we are so 32 million Ghana cedis say on fanya den on fan verti companies or verti companies we are ya no ne etua ne saka no oyi company ni we are na sa company no so ye tua ne car or the babe design a national cathedral no and sana supervision into three things. David Ajay had to do what? He was a consultant to select a company that would design. It's a 32 million Ghana cedis. And our design we no on one company the win here. And yes, I chose on one company no so say about Jiska. Now what draw we are no assess supervise near contract construction. Now it goes on to say this. The total budget for the assignment is $23,750,000. They are talking about $23 million payable in Ghana cedis equivalent at the prevailing Bank of Ghana forex rate at the time of payment. Now, the fee accounts for 12.5% of the estimated total construction cost of $190 million. Now, this particular place is very, very important. Now, can I say the total budget for the assignment is $23.7 million. Now, this $23.7 million is being paid to David Ajay's company for design and supervision. Also, Tia said David Ajay's company has already taken 32 million Ghana cedis for being a consultancy firm to elect a company to go and do a design and finish with the construction. Now, I'm gonna say David Ajay, after taking the $32 million cedis, his company now won to design the cathedral. No? He is going to be paid $23.7 million. Now, sir, $23.7 million, no, $190 million from start to finish, no, Yedibesi Cathedral. No. And before they were writing to the Public Procurement Authority, no, now our budget said the cathedral is going to cost $190 million. But before that, 2018, they were telling us that the cathedral will cost $100 million, $200 million. But when they were writing from the Jubilee House to the PPA, no, almost David Ajay, no, almost $23.7 million out of the $190 million. Remember, David Ajay's company has taken 32 million Ghana cedis for just consultancy services. Now, the government is saying we should pay David Ajay $23 million. And just see this, $1 million out of the $190 million we know is going to be the whole money to finish constructing this cathedral. Now, it goes on to say this. Appendix B and C provides the fee breakdown for your consideration. Now, the fee covers preparatory works for up to the construction handover. The anticipated construction period is between 24 months, 2 years. Attached as Appendix D is the company registration profile. Now, also attached as Appendix E are the profiles of the 3 key personnel of the design team and a selected profile of part of the delivery team. Appendix F provides example of some groundbreaking designs and completed designs and construction projects under said David Ajay's trademark, counting on your usual a year cooperation. From what I am reading to you, this letter is from the Jubilee House. It was signed by Honorable Akosua Freeman Opare, Chief of Staff, the Chief Executive, Public Procurement Authority, CC, the Director, F&A, Office of the President. Now, so this stage, what we know from the letter from the Presidency is clear. David Ajay company was contracted to be a consultancy firm to elect a company that will design the cathedral to help supervise for construction. David J ni we na oji 32 million Ghana we no. And I say, yeah, for just the design no, you call PPA, you command $23 million. $23.7 million to come and design and supervise the construction. Remember, I'm going to letter we say we will need $190 million to finish this whole project. Meaning $23.7 million near but free $190 million. So Ekufuado sent this letter to PPA to approve. Now, the National Cathedral, at the end of the day, is not a government policy. And then also the two team. National Cathedral, the only time PPA comes into issues like this to sign and allow, and say, because we are going to use the taxpayers' money, and no kind of PPA BIM. The only time you see the Public Procurement Authority signing something to say, budget, it means it's a SARS no a accountant general and a finance minister. So, in the first place, why is the president or the presidency writing to PPA when the project is an individually or somebody's personal project, not funded by the government? Why is the presidency writing to PPA to approve? Why is the government now forcing PPA to approve an amount which, at the end of the day, the PPA is approving on behalf of the taxpayer? So technically, the government or the presidency is telling PPA to approve this amount for us to pay David Ajay, $23 million. Now, PPA responded to this letter. This is the response from the PPA, which was led by ABAJ. Public Procurement Authority, private mailbag, blah, 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 blah. And you can see they replied this letter on the 17th of December. Remember, the presidency wrote them on the 10th. It was delivered on the 11th. The PPA led by ABAJ, they are doing what? They are responding to this on the 17th. That's after 4 days or 5 days. This is what they said. Request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. And then also the Tutrimo, for the appointment of a consulting firm. It is not the construction of the cathedral. This particular money you are talking about, 23.7 million, is just for the consultancy firm to draw the designs. So you need to draw that line. Now, what does Public Procurement Authority say? We make reference to your letter number CSCR DA415/427 blah 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 dated 10th of December 2018 on the above subject. At the board technical meeting, committee meeting number 20020/2018 held on Thursday 13th December 2018, the board granted approval to Office of the President, that is OOP, in accordance with Section 72(5)(b) of Act 663 as amended, to engage Mr. Sir David Ajay and Associates as lead consultant, construction and supervision for the construction of the National Cathedral, Christian Cathedral, at a total cost of 23.750 million. Indeed, after David Ajay Muji 32 million Ghana cedis for just getting their own company winning their bid, they are paying him for design and supervision $23 million out of the $190 million. Now it goes on to say, OOP, that is Office of the President, is however requested to negotiate for a 10% trade discount on the contract sum prior to the award of contract. The approval contract sum, therefore, 21.375 million. So PPA, so Kachrom say, the presidency should go and fight for some discount, 10% discount. If the 10% discount applies, the final figure they will be paying David Ajay and 23 million, it will be $21.3 million. Now, the question is, this document can only be effective, and the first one can only be effective if the presidency had actually gone back to do this. Now, there's no letter showing that the presidency actually negotiated a discount of 10%. And as we speak, all these documents, if anybody say they are legit documents, for us to pay this money, that person is a criminal. Because the procedure is simple. The PPA said, go out there, office of the president, go and negotiate for a 10% discount, trade discount. Meaning, almost monko, go and do this. Oba, and you bet you finalize it. I can say yes, $21.3 million at Bemano. There wasn't any interaction again. There's no letter there showing, say, the presidency followed the process. Now you have to understand, so when it comes to contracts, documents, especially with the PPA or the Public Procurement Authority, documentations, the procedure should be very, very much followed. The moment you breach one part of the process, the whole process becomes a sham. And he is not worried because he did not breach any procurement law because he did not even go through procurement. The fact say, you are occupying a government office, and the rules states it clearly that every single thing you do when it comes to money, it needs to go through procurement. The moment you ignore that process, you have breached the law. That is why we say procurement breach. It's not about you going through or not. It's about you neglecting what you need to do. You neglecting your core responsibility as the lead of an organization, a government institution. So for Paul to say he doesn't have a problem because he did not even go through the process. You are in a public office. When you take a dime and you don't go through the process, you have breached the law. And the Paul Addo has breached the procurement law. But I wanted to educate him on that particular one. Now with this one, we need to understand that the bottom line is simple. And the bottom line is that we, the presidency, Nana Addo Dankwa has sent a letter called PPA 2018. Say, after paying 32 million Ghana cedis to David Ajay for being a consultant, to try and get a better company to come supervise, design, and build the cathedral. They are now going to pay David Ajay $23 million. Sorry. Now the question you ask yourself, where is this money going to come from? And in the first place, what has procurement authority got to do with this? What has the Public Procurement Authority? If this letter was about what we call the land, which belongs to the people, I would have understood. Because you are saying you are giving a land to government land for some job to be done on. So maybe this is how much it's worth. That one I will understand. But this is not a land. You are talking about services. You are talking about somebody rendering a service and going through Public Procurement Authority. So is the project a government project or an individually financed project? And that is the distinction we want to know. So from day one, these people have used government money. We are talking about $23 million. $190 million. And you see, Ghana for the fact is, Obi and Obi, last me catch them say first and I'll just give you people everything. I want a response from the presidency. I want a response from the PPA because there are some documents I'm keeping because I know somebody will blow up. So the bottom line here is the government of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has used your money. This cathedral, all the things they were saying, said they were getting money from some individuals and donors, they are lying. They are paying $23 million from your money given to David Ajay. 25 million Ghana cedis recently. We are talking about 32 million Ghana cedis for consultancy. We are looking at $190 million. Boga, if you are in Ghana today and you are not mad, you are not crazy, you are not pissed enough, then without due respect, you don't deserve to be there. This cathedral was built on lies. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his Achim Sakawa, they are laundering money and using this cathedral to launder money. They are stealing through the cathedral. So I'll give you this today. I'm not too well. The team, we are saving the rest of the documents. And there's a specific reason why we are doing this. We are doing this because we want Ghanaians to understand that where we've gotten to is not a stage whereby we have to all sit back and watch these criminals use religion, cathedral, to destroy us. First question, what has PPA got to do with a project like the National Cathedral, which is a combination for the Christian council, the Christian community, and a president? We were told from day one that the National Cathedral, the Christian National Cathedral, wasn't going to be funded by the government. Why are we now having documents through PPA for PPA to approve for monies to be paid? And whose monies are these going to be paid? And by the time, during that time they were sending these letters to PPA, how much did they even have in their funds? When did they start campaigning for the National Cathedral? We are not stupid. Ghanaians, mama imdi ni kakra. Akufo-Addo yakron 4. Akufo-Addo knows majority of us are foolish because your boy Nyankopon din, your boy Bible, you all fall for it. That's why today the clergy, majority of them, we respected. They are all quiet. They have been fooled. They have supported crime. These documents will be out tonight. Have access to them. If you're a radio presenter, you're a TV, you are with me, I always say this platform, we never hide documents. Have access to them. Pose the questions you need to pose. Let the institutions come out and deny. And that is the only way anyone on earth can discredit me. So when to man that you don't have the right to speak about this platform. Here, even starting the show wasn't that easy, but I promised you yesterday that we were actually going to do this show. So the documents are out now. I think you will see it on loudsilencenews.com or With All Due Respect page on Facebook, Loud Silence TV on Facebook. They are on our website. You can have access to it. If you're a journalist watching me tonight, you have access to it. Read it and start asking questions. Ghanaians, it's very, very important that at this juncture, we come together as one people, question these people, the President, Akufo-Addo, Vice President Bawumia, Alan Kojo Chairman, the NPP as a political party in parliament, in power. They are a scam. We cannot believe in them. We cannot trust them. The only alternative is to kick them out of office. If a journalist comes on TV and is not able to tell you to vote against Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, Alan Cash, that person is a thief. He's a criminal. It's very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of today's show. My name is Kelvin. My producers are called the Ghost Team. It's been a wonderful, very shaky night, but we got through. God has been good to us. So we will meet on Monday or Tuesday. It's very, very, I need that rest. I need that Thursday rest, Friday rest, Saturday rest, and a Sunday rest. I'm very sure Monday I'll be fit to talk to you on set. Thank you. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. God bless Mother Ghana. Have a wonderful night.